Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe in Lagos. All right, Austin will join me much later on the show, but this is what the show looks like. Tonight, we'll be talking about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They will be facing South Africa in the final round qualifiers for the Paris 2024 games, and also touch down on what went down last weekend, talking about the 2025 AfroBasket Championship, where Nigeria went 3-all. When I mean 3-all, 3-0. Yeah. Okay, also, we'll talk about MPFL. Yes, MPFL will get our attention, midweek games, and the Youth League, the Under-17 Youth League that is also currently going on, organized by Nigeria Premier Football League. And we'll touch down on MPFL, of course, the games over the weekend. So much more to talk about on the show tonight. Yes, it's football, and of course, we have basketball all to serve you. All right, Austin will join me much later, but Shola Rogers is right here in the studio joining me. It's great to have you.
Hi, Sissy.
Hi.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, more like
okay,
for
more like
both
it,
of
right?
us, though.
For both of us.
I've been here a couple of times this year.
Yeah, but not women. Okay, yeah, I remember last year, yes, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah, after the World Cup. Yes. All right, let's get started with this one. I mean, we'll just get confirmation for the results of the game between South Africa and Tanzania. The first leg ended 3-0, and of course today was just like consolidate of what they started, on what they started on Friday, and that ended 1-0. Thempe Katlana, was the one who scored the only goal. I mean, the East Africans just tried as much as possible to hold on to it, but it just wasn't their day. It wasn't meant to be, and it was 4-0 on aggregate. Yeah. And now, Super Falcons have been waiting since last night. Yes, we already know it's South Africa. I mean, it's hard for Tanzania to actually take them out. And it's a ticket for Paris 2024 that is at stake here.
It's going to be a very tough one, looking at the way South Africa has grown in leaps and bounds through the years. Arguably the best women's team in Africa at the moment, at that senior level. We need to speak the truth to ourselves, because yes, we love the Falcons and everything, but we know that South Africa are the best at the moment. And I know people are going to come for me, but I need to do my job and speak the truth. So it's going to be a very, very tough game for us, because they have done the right things. They've been able to grow their league. They've been able to grow their team. They have a system in place that works for them. And we have talent, but we've not been able to do beyond that, more or less. And that's why we struggle. We struggled against Cameroon. We shouldn't be beating them 1-0 on aggregate if it was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Yeah. But things have changed. And I was listening to Deborah, and she talked about how no team is to be underrated anymore. And that's where we are now. So, congratulations to Bayana. Congratulations to our own Super Falcons. It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be tough.
We're waiting for it. That's going to be in April, over 2 leg, of course. We're playing at home first before we travel to South Africa for the second leg. If you remember what South Africa did at the Nations Cup last year, to tell you a whole lot of stories. Last 2 years. It's been 2 years, right? The African champions, they're not African champions for nothing. They won that, and it was their first title. They've been to the Olympics twice, and Nigeria has been to the Olympics 3 times. I mean, 2000, 2004, and 2008. And since then in China, we haven't been to any Olympics. So it's been 16 years. And for South Africa, Rio 2016 and London 2012, they didn't go to the last Olympics because Africa was given a slot of one and a half. So Zambia qualified. Cameroon went to the continent to try intercontinental qualification to try to qualify. They couldn't. So Zambia only represented Africa at the last one. But this year, we have 2 slots, 2 tickets. So Nigeria and South Africa. You also have the other one, Zambia and Ghana. Okay, that ended. They will be playing tomorrow, the return leg. Tunisia and Morocco will also be playing tomorrow for the return leg. So either of them will join Nigeria or South Africa in that. All right, Austin is ready to join us now. Austin?
Spotty greetings to you, Cecilia, and of course, everyone joining us on the show tonight. Still an action-packed sort of sports. Listening to you and Shola talk about the Super Falcons. Yes, we like that they've made it to the final qualifying round for the Paris Olympics. It gets tougher from here because it's Bayana of South Africa. The good thing that I like is both sides struggled to make it to where they are at the moment. So they will need to show, show workings. Yeah, South Africa need to, show why they're respected. The Super Falcons need to also prove to us that they want to compete at the Olympics. You know how long they've been missing, I think since London 2012. So, Chola talked about that game against Cameroon. Cameroon, I said it on the show last week, that when they played Nigeria and South Africa, they come all out because those are the teams they feel they need to beat to prove a point in Africa. But then again, Cecilia, I come all the time and I said, look, we've got talent. Chola just reiterated that talent is not just enough. We need to do some other things. One of them is the pitch, infrastructure. We can't say it enough because we saw this team struggle. There's talent in this Super Falcons team. But when you take a look at the way they were trying to even move the ball, it was a struggle. And I said to myself, if they play 1-0 and they can lock it up, let them just qualify. Otherwise, this pitch might just, mess things up. So I just hope that each time I talk about these things, we talk about these things, people will just say, they'll keep talking till they get tired. No, the media is a watchdog to the society. And the Super Falcons, we've got people who come out to say, do this for us, do this for us, do that for us, and we will be formidable. Same thing with the Super Eagles. Same with the Falconers. Same with the Flamingos. The other day, Cecilia, we called out the Rivers State government that Rivers Angels deserve a better playing pitch than what we see in Port Harcourt. Now look at Super Falcons and this pitch in Abuja. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, Abuja pitch has always been like a very, I don't know how to describe it. Something that we've been talking about. Even the under-20 team, they actually said they prefer playing in Benin City, the Samuel Egbuemudia Stadium, than playing at the Abuja Stadium because of the, the bombs that you have at the Abuja Stadium. And we learned that, the way the grass was planted was by hand. So it was like, okay, but I wish the Super Falcons guy, you're shaking your head. We saw that beautiful goal scored by Esther Koronko. Yes, it was a scramble, but then at the end of the day, it was a goal. It was the workings, that gets, that's really what we're happy about, the way they were able to build, and get to score that goal. Yes, it was scramble, but it was a good goal.
It was a team effort.
Yeah,
team effort. It was what you see, or what you see when a team starts to gel.
Yeah.
Because this team is evolving. They're bringing in young blood from the younger team and blending them with the older ladies, and everything is just starting to gel. So yeah, it was worth celebrating, and it's the kind of goal that you wanted to see more than once.
Yeah.
And we must cut the coach some slack. If you notice, I'm not complaining about him anymore because I think that you could see that he's beginning to understand
the team,
and the team are beginning to play together, even if they brought in some new talent. So it was a good goal, but I wish we could do more. And the fault does not lie with the coach. Doesn't lie with the team.
Players.
It's with the administrators.
Yeah.
We know we're going to play this game. There should be a way for us to build team spirit and cohesion. There should be a way for us.
You have to use that FIFA window. There's usually no time. The coach talked about that. They don't have to maybe 2 days.
Yes, we have.
So how do you get the players to leave their club early to come down, or you rely on home-based players?
Yes, we have to use the FIFA window, like you said.
Okay.
And have we effectively used it? I'm not talking about the game I'm not talking about the game that's gone. I'm talking about using it effectively now.
Okay.
We have a game against South Africa. I'm talking about, let's forget the past. We've already gotten to the final stage of qualification now. I'm talking about within now and April, how we're going to really bring these girls together, regardless of the cost and the logistics, and help them,
That's a tall order.
Yeah, but it's something that we need to look for a way to do it. I don't even care how they want to do it because...
But they should make it happen.
Yeah, this is Nigeria's best team ever.
Yeah.
Forget all the noise about the Super Eagles without disrespecting them. This is Nigeria's most successful team. There's no other team that comes close. So they deserve better. Look, if the Eagles could get all those things that they got from the president for coming second, what do you think these girls should be getting by now?
Yeah.
To be honest,
with all the successes,
let's have one standard for everything. So give them all the support, give the coach what he needs, give the team what they need, and let's get the results in.
Yeah, I think we actually need to do that. A lot of structure needs to be put in place. But I love the continuity we're building with this one, because usually after the World Cup, teams scattered, you bring in a new coach, and then we don't qualify for the Olympics. I mean, the last 3, it's been like that. But there's that element of continuity. That's what we've seen with the team. Well, let's listen to the coach, Randy Wardrum, talking after the game against Cameroon on Monday.
I'm ecstatic. I couldn't be more excited, and for the players and for the country as well. But I thought it was a great effort today. We picked up some injuries that we had to make some changes, and the players that came in did a great job. That's what you want. You want your players that come off the side to give you something. I thought Deborah was fantastic in midfield, ball winning, matching the physicality of the team. I thought still we weren't at our best. I thought we had times that when we moved the ball, we could go through them easily. Our chances that we created was when our ball movement was good. When we lost our patience and played a little bit more direct, I think that's not the way we want to play. We struggle a little bit. But in these kind of performances that are a one-off knockout type match, you just have to work to get the result and do what you need to do. It were a little bit difficult, and then we handled it. And then I think at the end today was difficult. So I think they both had, in both of the matches, we had many opportunities to finish it off and not make it difficult at the end. So I think that's where we have to get better. I think away we had 2 breakaways. We scored 2 goals that after I watched the video, they both should have stood away. And then here today, you can go back and look at the opportunities that we had. We could have finished the game off at halftime. So we have to be more efficient and more clinical around the goal. Tactically, they need a goal. So they're going to be even more direct than they've been, throughout the match. So I think that's part of it. The game got very open because that's all they did was play long ball. So I think that's why the game at the end got a little bit nervy. I do think, I think there's a lot of factors. I think, we have to be smart about the way we travel when we come to these events. We have to be smart about how we take care of the players in between matches and those type of things. And I think the weather it's obviously hot. I mean, the players here in Nigeria are used to it. But again, most of them are playing in Europe, so they haven't played in this heat in a while. Me personally, I would always prefer a night game, but I don't control that. So, my preference is always under the lights, but whether the weather's, hot or cold.
Okay, how about when we were playing South Africa, we go to Uyo Stadium, yes, lush pitch, very beautiful, and play a night football. Maybe they will enjoy the game. I don't know. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the coach has got a point. And, with night football, you have the possibility of having more fans come to the stadium. People that are done with work can, stroll into the stadium.
Yeah.
But do we have the facilities for night football? That again,
No, your stadium, we do.
Yeah,
they play night games in Uyo, night games in Benin. We've seen.
That's what I'm saying. It goes beyond just having proper light on the pitch. I'm talking about crowd control. I'm talking about the welfare. I'm talking about logistics.
Security.
You know how we are as a people, particularly when people have closed shop for the day and they're like, they don't want to do stuff at night. But I totally agree that we can host night football. We've hosted night football in the MPFL and it was really good. You mentioned Benin City also. Because conditioning is everything in sports. Yeah. When I meet sports persons, when I talk to them, they're always talking about conditioning, and weather plays a big part. Infrastructure also plays a big part. The coach mentioned weather, but he didn't talk about infrastructure. Talk about how the pitch didn't allow free-flowing football. Talk about how it didn't help your team to execute their tactics, so that those persons in charge will see that football goes beyond that. You have the best players come together to play. You see, we've already been talking about enabling environment. People just don't understand it. The Cameroonians knew that it was a problem, so they were playing the long balls and making our players run a lot, because they know that they cannot play free-flowing football. And they were hoping that they can just catch up to one mistake, the ball bounces wrongly, falls on the Cameroonian, and then they score. But that didn't happen. Shout out to Deborah Abiodun. I think she had a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Her composure is growing ever since she made that debut in a competitive World Cup match against Canada, she hasn't looked bad, Cecilia. She's been commenting right after the match also. Let's listen to Deborah Abiodun on the show tonight.
It's a big privilege for everyone of us to represent Nigeria at this level. And we are so privileged and so thankful for the opportunity. And we don't tend to take any of it for granted. And likewise, we're not going to take our opponents for granted. We would follow our coach's instructions and follow how he wants us to play. And I'm sure by God's grace and with the support of every Nigerian out there, we would overcome South Africa. Of course, there is a strong side. Every team is a strong side. Football is developing in every country. So we are not underrating anybody. By God's grace and with your support, we hope to qualify against South Africa. We kind of saw it as a point of distraction, and we were able to still put our focus high, regardless of whatever they believe in. We believe in God, and in God we stand, and we know with God all things are possible. So we don't care about the voodoo, you know.
Shola, this voodoo talk has been online since that game ended. Cecilia, I don't know what Cameron was on about, but assistant Shola would have beaten somebody up, you know.
Okay, we'll see the pictures now. It happened at first, no? I think a few minutes after the game, and Chiamaka caught a fantastic ball. So they were like, why is she always getting all the balls? They said to start checking the nets, to check what's on the net. What do the Super Falcons have their goalpost? It wasn't about the goalpost, not the net. It just have a superior goalkeeper who is arguably one of the best in the world. They were shocked by this, and that's why they were going through the net. You could see all the players there gathered around, wondering what they were trying to do, you know, at first and everything. And then there was a part where Rashida Ajibade, the captain, had to show, you know, her inner just, you know, what she, you know, she believes in Jesus and all that. There's nothing like voodoo or anything or whatever. But it was quite funny, really. And that's why the question was thrown at. And the fans there were shouting, Holy Ghost fire here, you know, when the fans you hear the fans shouting Holy Ghost fire, Holy Ghost fire. It was quite funny.
The interesting thing about all of this drama is the role that Asisat played.
Yeah.
You know, she stood as a rock there, like, no, you're not going to come here, and all of that. And the referee had warned them when they tried it the first time, but of course they didn't listen. They had a mission. They felt that there was something there that they had to go check. But the only reason why the Cameroonians were thinking like that is because what they do. Because if you don't do it, you won't be searching for it. It's what they do. And one of the fans in the stadium that I spoke to said that they probably had put something in that same goalpost earlier, but Nigeria still scored. So they felt that maybe they need to get their own thing out so that they could score. It was working against them. Whatever drama that they came up with, there was a part where Asisat also had water, and she was spraying and spraying water. Like, I said, okay, this is
what
very
you're talking
interesting.
about. When she was trying to run and check the net, like, what is it? How come she's getting all the balls?
Did you notice that Asisat was holding water there? And she prayed and sprayed water.
On the post. What are these guys trying to do? What's kind of
matter what the Cameroons were trying to do, I like Deborah's response. But you guys didn't play the part where she said something in Yoruba like, like, I understand the game they are playing, but we don't roll like that.
Yeah.
We believe in God and we pray. And I'm happy the referees were also on top of this.
Because she had no business
drama.
Pushing down Chiamaka Nnadozie right there, straight red. I mean, this was really, this is not good for football. I mean, you have a good goalkeeper, so respect her. I don't know what they were thinking or what they were trying to do, but at the end of the day, this is really not acceptable. I love what the referee did there, because this is the second time. You know, the first time, the players, I mean, the players just came and then they allow you guys to go. And then you're doing it again the second time. So it wasn't really a good one at all.
They were just trying to distract them, just like Deborah had said. You know, I'm quoting Deborah a lot because she's such a breath of fresh air on the pitch and off the pitch.
So let's wrap up with the Super Falcons. Austin, I mean, you saw those pictures. I know you were laughing. I mean, there's some things you see in football you think is a myth, but when you now see it on video, like, oh, things like this really do happen. I don't know what she was thinking, but hey, I mean, when the balls are not going in, you're thinking, how come we can't even score? And they're wondering, what did they put there? Nothing there. You just have a very fantastic, good goalkeeper on the day.
No, it's all, you know, so I don't even look at it as voodoo. It's just shenanigans, just to distract your opponent, you know. Just do something to disrupt whatever focus they have. And you know that time that it happened, that was championship time.
Yeah.
The game might just get on now, and one small mistake, you see that the Cameroonians have scored. So, yes, because of what, as Shala said, what they believe in Cameroon, they believe that they can use voodoo and then, you know, get results. But then again, I like the way the Super Falcons responded. Deborah Abiodun saying, we trust in God, we believe in God. Rashida Najibade showing them a shared look. This is Jesus that is operating here. You know, there's unity of purpose in the team. There's good bonding. As Sisato Shola stood for the team, see the way she was shouting and telling them, move out of this place, get out. I said, move, you don't have to be here. I like the way Chiamaka Nados, they got up and, you know, stood our ground also. You're not going to come close to our goalposts. That's not your territory, you know. So it's funny. Africa should move beyond this, you know. I'm saying, if you have all the voodoo, take it to the ground, win the World Cup. Take your voodoo, Cameroon, fly to the next World Cup and then win it, you know. So those things don't work, you know. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of determination, dedication, you know, that goes into, you know, winning in sports. A lot of smart work. And that's what the Super Falcons showed. It was a tough match. They scored their goal, they held on to it, and they're in the final round to qualify for the Paris Olympics. Just want to wish them all the best. Abiodun has told us to come out to support the team, that they're confident they can beat South Africa, and I think they can.
Yeah, we're waiting for April. Don't blame Cameroon. They were frustrated. I mean, they didn't go to the World Cup. They've not qualified for the Africa Women's Championship coming up in Morocco. And then the only ticket they have is Olympics. And so that's why. All right, let's leave the Super Falcons and quickly talk about NPFL. We'll just take a look at the midweek games that will be played this weekend. I'll just run through them. Match day 22, quickly run through some of the games for match day 22. Abia Warriors and Kwara United will be in action. You also have Heartland and Plateau United, Katsina and Canopila Sunshine Stars, and of course, Lobby Stars, Bayelsa United and Doma United. A lot of games are going on this weekend. Let's start up with this one, Bayelsa United and Doma United. Austin's a team. I think he has abandoned the Aqua United. Enugu Rangers and Remo Stars. Remo Stars, they were on a break this weekend. Rivers United were in action on the continent. They won their game against APC Lobito by 3-2 in the CAF Confederations Cup. So Remo Stars will be visiting Enugu Rangers this week, tomorrow. You have Enyimba and Gombe United will also be in action. Sporting Lagos will be hosting Aqua United, who lost at home to Bayelsa United by a lone goal at the weekend. So these are the games for you for this weekend, match day 22. Get our attention. Shola Rogers, I mean, NPFL is getting more interesting. The game Enyimba and Benin Insurance was one of those funny games that happened at the weekend where Enyimba won and the coach was like, hey, I don't talk to the press. But then we look at some of these coaches and then you look at the way, you know, the project of the NPFL, the rebranding and what we're trying to do to promote it so well. And when you see things like that, I know you won't talk about that.
It's wrong, actually, because the media comes there to help you project your brand, let the world hear you and see you. After the exploits of the Eagles at the AFCON, there's more attention on Nigerian football. You see all those troll platforms and they're picking more Nigerian content and they're talking about it. And look at the exploits of the Niger boys versus Man United at the weekend. That's more projection. So when it comes to the Nigerian Premier League, why would you rebuff the media? It's not a good look on you because you need all the attention. I know that the current management of the NPFL are actually doing a good job. I want to commend them. There's a whole lot of work for them to do, but they need to speak to every stakeholder. We don't want to see those kind of things anymore. It costs the media a lot of money to come cover your games and then you're rebuffing.
To travel around.
It's a lot, and we don't have sponsors for these things yet. If you have a media house that pushes people out, you must give them a whole lot of applause for doing that. So we don't want to see that anymore. They need to speak to these coaches. Stop doing this because the content that you give us is what we project to the world. And when people see this, they're wondering, like, okay, what's this about?
Yeah, anger management, right? Sometimes it comes in. Okay, Austin, quick one. Match day 22 is getting our attention. I mean, the games for this weekend, which one is getting your own attention? Is it Sporting Lagos hosting Akwa United? Sporting Lagos not looking pretty right now on the log. No, Akwa United, both teams not looking pretty at all on the log table.
Yeah, Aqua United, lost their home game to Bayelsa United. Can you imagine? Like, they are struggling so bad this season. So that's not a game we should talk about, because Sporting Lagos also, they are doing the bare minimum. They have said they will do the bare minimum that they can do to stay with top flight football. I think for me, a big game we should look forward to is Enugu Rangers and Remo Stars. Rangers, surprise, Cecilia. I was saying last week that Doma United, with the way they are playing, they might. I told you, because of what they did to Rangers last season, Rangers had to come, and they surprised us. They shocked to me that they won that one, but they did by 1-0. Now they will hope to consolidate. And if the Flying Antelopes, put on that same form at home, then I think they can beat Remo Stars, because if they beat Remo Stars, it will do a lot of good for them on the league table. Look at Kano Pillars. After that fantastic 5-1 win over Sunshine Stars on March day 21, they've climbed to third on the log. So that's the MPFL. If you draw an away game or you win it, you must make sure you win at home and then try to go away and pick a draw. Now that's fantastic 6-7 points that you have amassed. So if Rangers can do just that, then I think we'll be talking about them in the top 5. We'll come to talk about match day 23. Aimba will do all they can to see if they can get a result against Gombe United. Ojo Olorunleke made a fine save in that match against Bendel Insurance. Bendel Insurance, we said it, would have loved to win that one. It ended goalless. I like what you and Shola talked about. Our coaches must understand packaging of the league, and everything you can package about football has to do with your relationship with the media, So they need to let them know why we're doing financial regulation. Do you see sometimes in the MPFL, even the Serie A and some of the leagues in Europe, the players, as they are finishing, Cecilia, they are walking to go talk to the press. You can see them taking sweat off their face. You can see them panting for breath, because they want to keep the raw emotions. The fans want to see it. Coaches, players must understand these things. Administrators of league football in Nigeria should talk to them. Let's brand the league, come out, talk about it. The game is fair play. Not that when you don't win, you damn everybody that is around you and you just want to walk away. It's not good for the league. So let's see if there will be some changes on match day 22. Midweek fixtures always get us talking. I hope to see about 2 away wins tomorrow, Celia.
2 away wins. We got one at the weekend. See if we can get to.
That's highly unlikely. With the statistics, we have a 6% away win record in this current season. 6% to 68 home wins, and in between is the draws. So it's highly unlikely that we're
going to get that.
With the way things are stacked, I don't agree.
Shola Remo can go to Rangers and do something.
That's one.
It's possible.
Doma United can say, if Rangers can beat us in Gombe, we can beat Bayelsa United.
Yes.
That's likely. And then when Katsina United and Kano Pillars play,
that one has draw written all over it.
A goalless one.
I'm just saying now that with the form of Kano Pillars in their last game, beating Sunshine, Sunshine Stars 5-1, they might just,
but Katsina is not Sunshine.
Katsina actually home, and that one is a big derby. Well, let's take a look at the table, what the table is like. I mean, Austin has mentioned that, what the table is like right now. Lobby Stars are topping by virtue of the fact that Remo Stars were not in action at the weekend. Lobby Stars won their game. Remo Stars are second, Kano Pillars are third. You have Eimba the third. But that bottom 4, that's what is interesting. We can take a look at that. That's the interesting one. Sunshine Stars, after 21 games, they've had 5 wins this season, 8 losses, the goal difference -6, and 23 points. Aqua United, 21 games played. They've lost 10 matches this season. That's former champions we were talking about, and they won just 5 games. Same with Sunshine, but they lost more games. The only team that have lost more than them happens to be Gombe United, and they are on 21 points after 21 matches. And Gombe United, of course, 21 and also on 21. Difference is the goal difference and the fact that they've lost more matches, which is 11, and you have Heartland at the bottom of the table. From 21 matches, they were able to get just 18 points, and they've won just 3 games this season, losing 9, and the draws are a whole lot, 9 draws, and that's why they are where they are. So this is what the table is looking like. That's the bottom 4. Maybe tomorrow when we come here tomorrow night or Thursday night, we'll be able to see what the table is looking like if one of these teams have been able to climb out of this bottom 4 and get into, well, the other, not top 4, but the middle class, right?
Safety zone.
Yeah, what's the zone?
Safety
zone. Yeah, safety zone. Okay, not the middle zone. Okay, safety zone. See if they can do that, because Aqua United surely need that to get out of the place. That's not where you want to see Aqua United sometimes. You always want to see them.
You don't want to see Heartland in that place. You don't want to see Sunshine there.
I'm not surprised about Heartland, because, I mean, they went like 9 games without a win.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
until they brought in
Gombe actually has the worst defense so far this season. And I don't think it's about to change.
It's about.
I'm sorry, Gombe United.
So, but you think Sunshine and Aqua United can still do something together? Because Sporting Lagos, after that win against Benin Insurance, I mean, they were able to at least boost their.
You know, but that's the thing about the Nigerian Premier League. Every team is within touching distance.
Yeah.
You lose one game, you're in the bottom 4. You win one, you find yourself in what I like to call the safety zone before you move to the middle level. And all can happen within the space of 2 or 3 games.
And that's it.
So your fortune can change. And I'm hoping that Sunshine, you know, they've been there for a couple of seasons, that they survive this.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk about infrastructure, which Austin is always eager to talk about. That the Umuahia Township Stadium, inspected by a team of NPFL team, and they deem him, okay, this is now fit, and the players can now play here. So it's not artificial turf. That's what they are happy about. It is natural grass. I don't know why we're still celebrating natural grass when we are, you know, we're not from Russia. But hey, I mean, coaches love this, players love this, because they want to play on a pitch like this. Yes, it's not so lush, because, I don't know, but I mean, it's been approved by the NPFL team that came to see the Umuahia in Abia State, that this is actually good for football. You're shaking your head. Okay, should I go to Austin, or you want to
go to Austin?
Austin.
Go to Austin.
No. Cecile, I don't. Shala, what do you mean go to Austin?
No, go to Austin.
Shala, you're there. You're right there in Lagos, Cecilia. You see all of these things. I've been talking about these things for too long. I don't understand, because we think that sometimes we just need to put these things in place. I like it when you do that, but you must think about improvement. You must think about maintenance. You know, so. Shala, you should know better. Shala, you're there, proximity.
You think I don't?
So you can actually take a bus ride to Umuahia tomorrow. I can't. I'm in London. And I've been telling administrators in Nigeria, you guys come abroad, you see how these things are done. You can actually invest in infrastructure development, give it to the private sector, and let's make sure that it improves our football.
Is it compulsory to have 20 stadiums in the NPFL? Let's raise the bar, let's raise the standards, and let's make sure that every stadium we use is TV friendly. You know, eye candy. It's not just about if you've finally gotten green grass. We're talking about the stands, we're talking about the dressing room, we're talking about the whole 9 yard. So yes, you have lush green. Congratulations. But is it good for TV? Where are the camera angles? Where are the cameras going to stay? What will it look like by the time you show it to the rest of the world? So I think in that regard, if it means zeroing in on only 10 stadiums in Nigeria, or 5, let it be 5 stadiums that when the world is watching, they see that this is a professional league. This is my take.
Okay. They said, according to them, it's gone through transformation. Yeah, that's the story. It was simply because other clubs were complaining, and then Abia Warriors were banished. They can't play there anymore. What they're not saying is ready. But well, let's listen to those who inspected the place, and then it's ready for football.
I'm happy to see a trough like this. It's very, very okay. I've played in Astro Talk before, but I'm very happy to see, because it's something I've seen in Calabar and Ilorin and Kaduna. I'm very impressed with this.
It's not something you can compare. Natural grass is always the best for any football. One of the people that came for the inspection, we were talking, we played together, And I remember one of his problems, even you see him with his leg, is because of AstroTurf. And AstroTurf is not always very good for players to play, honestly.
Okay, it's all about the pitch. We're not talking about any other thing, but just the pitch. That's what they're concerned about. So Abia Warriors, hopefully they can return home and play on that pitch. But is it really good enough? Well, they know the answers. All right, we talk about the youth league now. That's where the promise is. I mean, under 17, I was listening to the chairman, MPFL chairperson, and he was talking about the fact that some of these clubs don't even have these players. I mean, they gather under 17 together and then they play the under 17. But hey, they are owned by, they bring in players to use the name of the club to play. But we want to see where we have maybe Rivers United have their own under 17 team and they're playing in this youth league. I'll just run through the results of match day 1. Rivers United beating Remo Stars by 3-1 and Katsina and Plateau United 2-1. And the beauty about these MPFL promises under 17 is the fact they're having former players like Austin Eguavoin. You're having the likes of Unuka Ogbade, Shea Olofijano. These guys are actually, you know, they go there to motivate these players. I keep seeing you're having Eguavoin actually handing over,
Pascal.
you know, Pascal. Yeah, a whole lot of them. That's something I'm actually happy about because, I mean, these players are playing and they're seeing those who went through the ranks. And then something like that is really beautiful that they're involving our former players to be a part of this under 17 youth league.
We shouldn't forget Yakubu Ayegbeni too.
Yes.
His name is on the list of ambassadors for the league. And it's the best way to inspire the next generation, seeing that these guys that you've always watched on TV are here to mingle with you and inspire you. You know, Ubade was very excited when he spoke with the players. And I hope that it's something that they can expand, you know. They should give it some kind of a proper structure.
Okay.
That eventually there will be enough funds for them to play a proper league. This is like a tournament of sorts now. But again, I'm hoping that we can evolve to the next level. So you have talent to call upon. That way, when we're even playing our academicals and other youth tournaments, we don't need to look outside Nigeria. We can come to these young teams. And the beauty of what this does also is that the data that is captured from there will let you show that we are really using young players in their original ages. So they can grow through the ranks. It's not that some guy just comes and you don't know where he came from, you don't know how old he is. This would also put paid to that.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you on that. Austin, I mean, sometimes on the 17th, they start doing screening, MRI tests. I mean, if you MRI test at all, you already have the source, the bulk of the players playing across, you know, the youth league. You can easily just pick them. You go to Remo Stars, pick 2, Rivers, you pick 1, and then you can have under 17 in no time, and they'll be ready for any tournament.
I think the most important part of this youth league is that it makes the clubs responsible. You know, it's such a shame. I remember back in the day, I was speaking to Coach Samson Siasia in one of the MPFL teams, and he asked them that he wants to see their reserve team. They don't have. Most of the teams don't have Team B. You know, this is actually a good foundation for that. I understand that funding is a big problem, and the majority of the teams are state-owned. But when you have this sort of stuff, you have development in mind. And then the players will have, you know, it's like you have a young guy looking at the big boys in Rangers, and he's playing for Rangers under 17. He knows that if he's climbing, one day he's going to play in the senior team. Messi came as a young player in Barcelona. Saka from Arsenal, Iwobi from Arsenal. As young players, they have the under-16 league in this country. They have the under-18 league. They have the under-20. They have the under-21. They have the reserves league. They keep this ecosystem busy so that it will keep producing players. And I think that's what we can do with the MPFL Youth League, Cecilia.
Beautiful one. I hope they can sustain it. And also, as Shola mentioned, not a tournament, but league where, you know, in every season we have, 2023, 2024 season, that kind of, you have like 50 or 60 games in a season. All right, basketball, yes, we'll talk about basketball on the show. Nigeria went all the way to Tunisia. They traveled like midnight Thursday midnight, got there a few hours before their opening game, lost the first game, went into overtime when the players did all they could. And that was the first game against Libya, they lost that. The second game against Uganda, they lost that game. And funny enough, Robinson Okponu had 39 points in that game. I mean, about 24 of that points was beyond the arc. Actually played for Rivers Hoopers in Basketball Africa League, coached by the assistant coach of this current D Tigers. I mean, when I was watching the ball, I was like, what's he trying to prove? But hey, he made history, you know, as, you know, one of the best performances you can think of in qualifiers. So Opong did something to Nigeria. Uganda, we lost that game 72-62 by 10 points. And the final one, we lost by 16 points to Cape Verde, where the players started so well in the very first quarter. But in the second quarter, they crumbled. They had 17 turnovers. And then that was how it all ended. Just a quick one, Shola. Just your overview of D Tigers' performance at the first window of the AfroBasket.
All these guys, they deserve their flowers. They deserve medals for them going into a tournament without proper preparation, getting there on the day of a match and still being able to put up, you know, such an amazing tournament. All the games that they played for me, they won. Yes, we lost, but I'm happy that we were still able to keep up an appearance.
Yeah.
And there's another window that we can tap into in a few months' time. You know, hopefully by then we'll have gotten it right. You know, the Ministry of Sports would have woken up to realize that it's not Ministry of Football, but Ministry of Sports, and that Nigerian teams need to be sponsored to all these tournaments, not just football. Thank you.
Thank you. And also the Federation realized that they need to submit a program. You know what? Let's listen to the coach, Abdurrahman Mohammed, and also one of the players, Bright, talking about your overall performance and what they need to do to be ready for the next window.
Turnovers at the second quarter, you know, really hurt us because there are turnovers that give them a 3-on-1, 4-on-1, you know, sometimes, you know, one person just going to get a dunk on our head. So, but I think we came out, you know, with our back against the wall. We came out with so much intensity, so much energy, you know, but we fell short. It's disappointing, but you know, they're always going to stand behind this team, you know, regardless of winning or losing, knowing that we gave all our best. We almost didn't make it. You know, first we wrote to withdraw because of funding issues, and then we have to call back almost within few minutes, you know. So those players are professionals. They have commitment with their clubs. They have engagement with family and everything. So they plan how they move. So if you call, if there was a notice that we're not going to participate, and then everybody started going about doing these things, and then, you know, you call back and said we are coming again, it's always difficult for people to make that adjustment. Yes, you know, we have a few guys that would have been here, but because of that little, you know, distraction, you know, they are not able to make it. You know, but the truth is we have large pool of basketball players spread all over the world, you know, and if we get our act together and we have the necessary support in terms of funding and everything, you know, we prepare much earlier, and then, you know, we're going to look fine. You know, even if we have this same team, we get a chance to put in some few practice sessions, we're still going to be fine. You know, most of the mistakes we're making them here at the tournament, and, you know, we are paying dearly for it. You know, if we have some few practice sessions, you know, we are going to take care of all those mistakes, and then, you know, it's going to be a different ball game.
I think we had it, but we fell short. Because we actually came out to compete. We wanted to get one at least. We fell short, and I just think it's for us to go back and prepare better for some other games to come. Get players together, get to practice and prepare. Get to prepare for, like, just have a program on the long run. We have to go and do better, like have a structure and prepare as a team for a while. Because coming out here without even practicing together to come play like this, I think we did a great job. So imagine if we had stayed for like a month or two, I'm sure we would have done better. So that's what we need to go and work on.
Austin, I know you want to comment on this one quickly so that we wrap up. And Yeah.
No, I told you,
finished
Cecilia,
everything.
every time I tell you about basketball in Nigeria, you guys just want to use faith, use those skill of players. It doesn't work. Administration of basketball in Nigeria is dead. All of those leaders should be told to step aside, bring competent people, otherwise we will continue to struggle. Let me just give you some results coming from the FA Cup 5th round. 59 minutes gone in that game between Bournemouth and Leicester City. It's goalless. The game between Luton Town and Manchester City just about to get into halftime, and it's Luton 1, Manchester City 3. The game between Blackburn and Newcastle is goalless, and it's halftime. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Shola, it was nice doing this with you today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, more of this. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a good night rest.